today. It's gonna be the only other stream I managed to get this week. As until then, well, as you know, Saturday is unable to happen due to a funeral for my grandfather. Last time I was on was a few days ago now. I had been doing some just side leveling stuff. So now I have to go back through to Troya Keep. Move up to the terraces. Zero's domain is where I'm headed. Oh man. Go into the hut here, and I'll be able to progress the story now. Jaffoy Varshan. How long do you suppose she will remain this way? I haven't the faintest inkling, nor can I say whether the ether we can afford to share will be enough to awaken her. It would be best to take her back with us to the source. There she would be guaranteed all she requires. Zero cannot give her consent, but it seems we have no choice. The alternative would be to leave her here defenseless. Should she later desire it, we can bring her home. Exeldai, might I ask you to hold on to Barbaricia's Memoria. It may yet serve a purpose. Oh, what happened to her? You have business with Zero? We have a newcomer, a former minion of Barbaricia. Let her know when she wakes, will you? These fucking kids are gonna piss me off here. Barbaricia's minion. Why not go and find this newcomer, so we have something to tell Zero, if nothing else. Indeed. May I trouble you to join me, Axeldai? With luck we might learn something of Golbez. Deserter Void Sent. Now I gotta leave and won't be able to come back for some time. Back to Troya and then home.
Ah, you're all safe. Thank the sisters.
A moment while I close the gate. There. We may rest easy for now. Was there any trouble? I expect some void scent slipped through.
A few did, aye. But we were ready and dealt with them without incident.
That is well. I cannot thank you enough for your vigilance.
Yes, yes, you're grateful. But aren't you forgetting something more important? You know, the polite but warm formalities one delights in hearing when their little brother returns from a long journey.
Indeed, you are right. It is good to be home again, among those who I love dearly and missed so much.
And we are glad to receive you, Vashan. Welcome home.
Chambers have been prepared for your use at Megaduta. Let us take Zero there at once.
time to progress even further. Go to the guest chambers.
Our mission took many an unexpected turn. I am relieved that we have all returned safely. But before you all enjoy the rest you have earned 12 times over, I would consult you on one last matter.
Zero.
While she appears none the worse for wear, she remains locked in slumber, and I cannot help but worry. Is there aught we can do to expedite her recovery? If her ether is exhausted, perhaps I can share some of mine now.
In the wastelands of the 13th, one can only replenish ether by taking it from others, be it by trade or by force. In contrast, the source is rich in ambient ether. Simply being here and drawing breath, Zero will absorb what she needs.
Then we need but wait?
I believe so. She will awaken in time, and when she does, give her something to eat. Judging by her form, she should also be able to derive nourishment from food. I know you promised her your ether, but perhaps she might appreciate fine Harnish cuisine more.
Food can certainly be arranged.
She looks like any other person. Unsurprising, perhaps, given that she is only part Voidsent.
Zero said before that Xenos had altered her essence. A change wrought, I suspect, with the power of darkness. It acted upon the part of her that is Voidsent, rendering it dominant. Thus, we were able to reverse it with the power of light. I labor to believe that Xenos possessed such arcane knowledge. In all likelihood, it came from Thandaniel. Were Zero wholly Voidsent, I doubt the crystal would have had an effect on her. One might say that Hydaelyn had a hand in your meeting.
'Tis no exaggeration to say that Zero has proven herself invaluable. A boon from Hydaelyn herself. Her cooperation may come at a price, but whatever it is, I am willing to pay it. Exhausting though it may be at times.
Correct hit rate. I need to get the rest of the level 90 gear. have to go get her food. Huh. Over Rich and Hardy. Okay. I should have gone with the light, but I thought, the heavy stuff should be fine. Down here.
Light. Is this an inn? What happened? How did I get here? There's no time. I must rejoin the battle. I must...
Oh, you're awake! Wonderful! Ah! Ah!
What is this? Some sort of fiend?
A fiend? Where is it? Where? But this is no time for jokes. You're in the source, my dear. The world next door, so to speak. The others brought you here after you collapsed. I'll fetch them at once. Wait, just a moment.
We returned with apples.
I took the liberty of arranging refreshments. I hope you find them as flavorful as they are invigorating.
This isn't what you promised. I suppose ether is ether.
Wait. Don't tell me you don't know how to eat?
I took what I needed from it. What's the problem?
Where's the enjoyment in that? You're supposed to bite, to chew, to savor, and then swallow. That's the way. So, did it taste good?
I don't know.
The long years without eating may have dulled your sense of taste.
Well, we Void Scent have no need for such when consuming others. There are some who speak of taste when describing the quality and affinity of their prey's ether. But I loathe the act. Taking ether in small amounts like this is one thing. But diluting my essence, diminishing myself, I'd sooner die. And I have died, countless times.
You have? But what happens when you do?
Not much. After a while, you return, together with all your expended life force. The important thing is to die where others won't devour you.
Amazing! My peers who study immortality and resurrection would be most interested in this phenomenon.
The question of taste aside, I am glad that you are able to partake of food like us. I dare say it agrees with your personal preferences.
That's true. You can keep giving me the same on a regular basis.
Very well. As my guest, I shall see that you do not want for comfort. And one other thing. We brought you to our world without your consent, and for that, I apologize. If you wish it, we will return you to yours once you have regained your strength.
It's fine. I have no reason to go back. Except for yours, perhaps. You intend to cross over again, I take it.
I do. I have yet to find my sister. I want nothing more than to rush to her aid, to find this Golbez and free her from his clutches, if he still holds her captive.
Though if our recent experience has taught us anything, 'tis that the 13th is more dangerous than we ever imagined. Caution must be our watchword.
Better late than never. In the short time you spent in our world, you left a trail of chaos in your wake. You managed to return in one piece this time. But don't assume you'll be so lucky the next.
Rest assured, we will make no assumptions and spare no preparation. Speaking of which, while we rest and ready ourselves, I ask that you tell me more about your home. In return, I will tell you about ours. I will show you my domain, Radz-at-Han.
Again, a stranger in this strange land. I have a condition. You must come too.
You have my thanks.
apologies for that. Thankfully, they can traverse through the Ethernet with me. Alright, now I gotta go to the bazaar. Yeah, it's just faster to run there. There's nothing else around. High Crucible of Alchemia. Right past where I was supposed to go, not even thinking about it. Isu. Go back and make a doodah. A lot of people standing around AFK at the moment. Supposed to go to the fibers. This place caught her eye. It's useful for multiple things. Familiar voice. Rod. And her sister. Justinian visited them. She's a friend. More or less. See, but is having someone to play with so fulfilling? I still do not understand why. When he traversed the great expanse, why he risked life and limb for you. He was obsessed. But I waste energy dwelling on such things. I am not Xenos. I stand to gain nothing by knowing his heart. I apologize, the fault is not yours, but mine. I feel like you make sense of your words. Well, we had better get back to our errand in the fucking rain now. Goodbye. It was nice meeting you. Speak with Zero. To Xenos, I thought I understood the ways of your world. The more I learn of it, the more I realize how little I actually know. It's all so strange, your behavior and your reasons. I find myself baffled at every turn. But the feeling is not unwelcome. I'm learning, bit by bit, it was the right decision to join you. I can get myself some liquid in there. I have to make it do that. Ooh, pardon me. I was thirsty. There's a short distance. Sprinting would be the fastest method. to the guest chambers.
So, what are your impressions of Radzatan?
There's a lot of mortals.
I
Considering
apologize
your
if
origin,
you hear in the
I can
background.
see why that might be your first observation. Though they would call each other people, I think. If you wish to know about our fair city, I should be glad to place a guide at your disposal.
No need.
Kids
I'll
are
show
so
myself
loud.
around. There's only so much about my home I can share with you in return, after all. While I remember some few tales of the past, I cannot speak to their authenticity. But if that is enough, then I will tell you of the events that saw darkness engulf our world. The Contra Memoria.
We are all ears. Please.
Long ago, light filled the world and all was at peace. But then the servants of darkness came, and they bequeathed a black art unto men. Channeling the power of hope and prayer, one could call forth fearsome beings known as Eidolons.
The Ascians. And these Eidolons are surely primals.
Then you have faced the same, and understand that when an Eidolon is birthed, strife follows. And in such strife, the weak are the first to suffer. When it seemed the world would be plunged into chaos, heroes appeared. They who were blessed with a singular power. The power to bind the ether of Eidolons within crystals known as Memoria. My mother was one such Memoriate. But in fighting to save many, she herself was touched by darkness. As was I.
And so you were born part Voidsent, before the world was overcome.
How exactly did that calamity come to pass? Did the Memoriates not triumph?
They did. They expunged the seeds of chaos and restored the peace. Only to find themselves seduced by the darkness they had sealed. They spread the taint, transforming men into monsters, what you call Voidsent, and raised armies to wage new wars.
Not the first to be corrupted by power, nor the last.
Some defied temptation and held fast to the light. My mother and I among them. For years and years we fought, but it was not enough. And when our strength was spent, our bulwarks broken, so too was the world.
The flood of darkness.
The stars faded from the heavens as a pall black as pitch enveloped creation. Darkness raged unchecked, rending the very walls of reality. I was cast into the rift,
Hey,
and there trapped for what
Freddy,
felt like an
welcome
eternity.
in, brother. Thank you for the raid.
Until I came upon a crack. Tiny, infinitesimal, but enough for me to squeeze through.
sleeping. Terrible news. I want these little creatures to suffer. I fucking hate them.
Thank you for the raid, Brady.
Can someone, like, later, Twizzle, can you clip that fucking boom rat bringing that body in here? Because I need to send that to Brittany. That is not okay, and we won't stand for it. It's like reason for ban, and I insert that clip link.
And find my world changed beyond recognition. Into the lightless waste you saw.
So that is how you were able to
Yes,
escape
yes, you
becoming
did.
a void scent in
Quiz
full.
clipped the wrong part.
I suppose I should consider myself fortunate. Were I like most others, I wouldn't have lasted a day before being devoured. We, the Lost, are better equipped to survive in a lost world.
A lost world, you say? I wouldn't be so sure. The 13th is still there, is it not?
What are you getting at?
To explain requires that we initiate you into the truth of the source and its reflections. Be warned that this will take a while.
And now Y'shtola is informing Zero about, well, Hydaelyn and Zodiark and all that nonsense. All good. Appreciate the raid, Brady. Take care of what you gotta take care of, man.
Then, unlike the worlds that have been rejoined, mine still...
The Oracle of Light prevented the first from being completely overcome. So the situation may not be completely identical to that of your 13th. But the fact remains that we were able to restore a measure of balance to a world brought to the brink of destruction. Which gives me cause to hope there may be a way to restore light and life to the 13th. Of course, these are only possibilities. I offer no guarantees. But having experienced what we have, I dare say we are more qualified than most to speak on the matter.
Wait, I don't understand. Why would you say these things? As if you mean to... But the sole reason you came to the Void was...
To find a dragon, aye. And in light of what we've seen, we'd be fools to strive for more. But we Scions, former Scions, begging your pardon, have a habit of not leaving well enough alone. And old habits die hard, don't they, my friend?
You know it.
Restoring the light would serve our efforts to find and free Azdaja. There is no reason not to try.
Do as you will. I have no desire to save that world.
Be that as it may, we will have need of your power when next we face Void Scent.
You know how it works. If you want my help, you must pay my price. And now that you've drawn Golbez's attention, it's going to cost you more. A lot more. I will consider this a deposit.
speak with Arshan and has another quest down. Though our time in the void was short, we managed to ascertain that my sister yet lives, and it cannot be overstated how fortunate we are to have met Zero. But the greater blessing is nevertheless you, my friend, for your encouragement to embark upon my search anew and your help in overcoming the challenges thus far. Kolbez and his minions will seek to stymie our efforts. Of this we can be sure. But with you all at my side, I have confidence that we will succeed, that we will find and liberate my sister, and that we shall return home together. Food that I will hold on to for now. Meanwhile, elsewhere, for now I'll wait. If this is voiced, then
First Scarmiglione, and now Barbariccia. Useless, the both of them.
'Twas no lie. They conspire with a Memoriat.
And their search for the dragon will lead them here. The war looms nigh. We cannot allow these interlopers to interfere.
If I may, my lord, I have a plan to eliminate them. In order to guarantee success, however, I will require Cagnazzo's cooperation. Now there's sport to be had, then I'll play along. As much as I dislike following your lead, I have no patience for scheming.
well, that's water and fire now.
Well and good to have confidence, but do not forget the cost of failure.
Rest assured, I will see the dream to fruition. Even should I be consumed by my own flames, I will pave the way for one and all.
Then I will trust in your oath and your plan.
We will give you cause to rejoice, my lord. This I vow. Ha ha! Some excitement for a change.
Water and fire now.
No sacrifice is too great. Even should my 4 archfiends be lost, I will not halt my steps. The prison of passivity is an obstacle to my cause, and so you must fall. What irony that the blessed damned should set us free. as I swore so long ago. The gate lies open. At long last, my ambition shall be fulfilled!
I see. He thinks he'll be able to do what he wants to do. I can't wait to prove him wrong. Really quickly, going to Alt-Tab. Ooh, man, I am on 6.3 now. Alright, now to go. There. Another illusion come. So let's keep moving for the moment. Alright. Go here. And then hang a right. Continuing forward. Master Tiri, and we have found Zero. Cutscene.
Everyone is so carefree. Unafraid and unconcerned in spite of their weakness, and how easily their lives could be torn apart in an instant. Such luxury is a loss to us. We have no hopes or dreams, not even the release of death. Only hunger. Others are a means to an end, at times a literal one. We forge covenants with men and come here to feed, or to die. I thought it would be no different when I was summoned by Xenos. Lives were tools to him, to be used and discarded at whim. In that respect, he was a void-sent at heart. But towards you, and you alone, he behaved differently. And I cannot fathom why.
Because I was stronger than him, and he wanted to become strong enough to defeat me. That
What
he was
was it
obsessed
that
with
drove
his
him?
hunt.
What made him choose such an end? But enough about that man. He is dead and we are all better for it.
Oh yeah.
Why are you here? Was there something you needed?
'Twas sent to fetch you, young lady.
So you're heading back now. Then as per our bargain, I will go as well.
Now you're back to Megaduta. Varshan.
Everyone is here? Good. Let us set forth for the void once more.
What is it? He's calling.
What is the meaning of this?
Unless I'm mistaken, that was intended for one of your kin. Who?
It was for the briefest of moments, but I felt her. Ashdire.
I thought she was in the void.
As did I. Yet the presence was unmistakable. Thus did I call out, only for it to fade and vanish.
Perhaps she crossed over to the source, then immediately turned back.
I do not know.
I'm guaranteeing you one of them mimicked.
Could she have found a way home?
The how of it aside, if she was indeed in the source, there may be clues where she came through that could lead us back to her. Where exactly was it that you felt her presence?
Far to the north. That was all I could discern.
The north, you say? Beyond the bounty? Garlemald?
As good a place to start as any. My apologies, Zero, but your return to the Void will have to wait.
I told you before that I have no reason to go back there. Do as you will.
All right. I presume you wish to stay here in Radzatan until we return?
You've kept me amply fed. I wouldn't be averse to helping you on your search.
If Ashdaya was indeed here, other Voidsent may have made the journey as well. Very well. We would welcome your company.
If it's decided, then I'll contact our associates in Garlemald. It's me. Still talking everyone's ears off, I trust? Understood. We'll see you there. We're to rendezvous at Tertium. We'll need to teleport to make it there in time. Can you?
Aye. I know it well from my time as an Avatar.
Then it seems we're all set.
If there is nothing else, let us see to our final preparations.
God's ruffle, lance tremble. That is the name of this patch's quest lines. Interesting. Well, the teleport there was free at least. Continue.
Any moment now.
My friends, 'tis good to see you again.
Your Stola is dressed differently. And here are the twins.
And you. I was worried that the cold wouldn't agree with you, but you're both looking quite well.
You get used to it. It helps that there's no shortage of fuel and heaters like before.
Glad to hear it. Have you been working in Garlemald all this time?
We have. Though the worst is behind them, the people still have a long road ahead. With the nation in ruins and the leadership void yet to be filled, there remains a lack of direction, a pervasive sense of aimlessness and worry.
Still, everyone wants to make things better. And we're here to help. A lot of Garleans wanted nothing to do with us, but they're starting to come round. Slowly, but surely.
You're too kind. But it's thanks to the cooperation of like-minded souls that we've been able to make any progress. The allied nations continue to send supplies, which allow us to meet basic needs such as food and shelter. Meanwhile, Eulus and a number of soldiers have begun a restoration initiative, with more and more volunteers joining by the day.
Like Alphino said, they've got a long road ahead of them. But we'll get there together, one step at a time. But enough about events here. What brings you to us? And with new company, besides.
This may take rather a long time to explain, but bear with me.
The 13th? After traveling to the edge of existence, I thought you'd keep your escapades closer to home for a while. But I suppose there's no stopping you. Not that I'm one to talk, of course.
The heart of an adventurer cannot be denied.
You could have at least invited me too. Surely there was room enough for me and Grahar in the Undersea Vault.
She's pouting like a child.
Oh, it's fine. You can make it up to me on the next one. But on a more serious note, are we sure it's wise to keep Xenos' former avatar around? I understand how you came to work together, but nevertheless...
You're right to be cautious. I'm a void sent, after all. But do not conflate me with Xenos. To recall my time in his service, it angers me.
Is that so? I think we'll get along just fine, you and I.
Now that we are all caught up, to the matter at hand. As we were about to resume our search in the void, I felt the presence of my sister Ashdaya in the source. Somewhere in the far north. Perhaps even here in Galma.
Here, when I first started trying to come to the fucking floor. Starting to irritate me.
If you have seen or heard anything out of the ordinary, I must know.
Good, they're not trying to come to the floor with us.
As a matter of fact, we may have. In recent days, we have had to contend with a surprising number of Voidsent. And not the lesser kind that occasionally manifest, but ones possessed of considerable power.
Twiz had played the clip where he was asking you to clip something, but you clipped after it because you weren't paying enough attention.
You think they might have been summoned? By whom?
Something for a
We're not sure.
You were banned clipping.
But as Euless reminds us,
posting the link to a
practitioners of
clip.
certain traditional
It
Guardian
showed
art rely upon Voidsent
the clip
servants.
afterwards where it said something about a rat dragging a corpse or something. I
The
don't
very
know.
same I believe you have mastered. While there are no known Reapers left in Garlemald, we can't rule out the possibility that some are working in secret.
To summon not one, but several powerful Voidsent is no small feat. But if Ashdaya was indeed called from the void...
But how are you doing,
Then it is
Twiz?
likely
Welcome in,
the
welcome
same
in.
party is responsible. Alternatively, the etheric confluence at the Tower of Babel may have triggered an expansion of natural fissures one could use to cross over. But I think that improbable, if not impossible.
And we must assume these
Hey,
events have
Meg.
indeed been orchestrated.
I don't know, Twiz. I just know what he said.
Well, summoned or no, we've been trying to track them to their origin. It's the mountains to
Ooh,
the
no
east,
fun.
we think.
Can you guide us there?
I would, but the terrain is too difficult to traverse on foot. Nor is flying an option due to the winds.
Too much ground to cover in any case. Is there no way to narrow it down?
There is one place we thought to look first. An isolated village rumored to have once been home to a Reaper order.
I feel like
That
I'm
would
about to have
indeed
to...
make an excellent start. Though the question of how to get there remains.
Fair enough, Twiz. Have
Euless
fun
may
with
be of
that.
assistance. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass and consult him.
Well, 30 minutes is better than 30 hours. Or even an hour. You're in the home stretch there, brother. Oh man, I can relate to that from when I was at Walmart. Listening to the boss speak was about as fun as beating your head off a wall repeatedly. Actually, no, the latter was more fun. That being said, You work on that machine for 30 minutes, and then you get to go home. And I don't know, threaten to beat people with a fish or something. I don't fucking know what you do anymore. It's been so long since I've caught a chance to talk with you, man. Fuddrucker. That hurt. What you want, Euless? What you got for me? Glad to hear you're having a normal day, Mag, and I'm thankful for that. So you're traveling with a large crew as usual. Not to suggest that it's an inconvenience for us, we'd be happy to share our supplies with you and your allies should you require any. Apologies if we interrupt, Euless, but there is a matter we wish to discuss. We've just finished our routine briefing, so you come at a good time. Is this about the Voidsent? It is. From what we can discern, they're coming from the mountains to the east. Practitioners of the Reaper arts once lived in that area, did they not? Indeed, Mag, indeed. Yes, they had a village there in the Lapis Manalis Caverns. The Scythe wielders forged pacts with Voidsent and took to battle with the beings at their side. For a time, they played an invaluable role in our military, but the advent of Magitech saw them fall out of favor. And when some were unmasked as insurrectionists, the order was outlawed. The village is believed to be long abandoned. Speaking of their art, it seems you've picked it up. Who was it that taught you? Well, she didn't live in this region. Well, I suppose it's neither here nor there now. Also, I have been doing it since before this expansion. My sister has been taken captive by Voidsent. I sense her presence in this land and have come in search of her. If Voidsent have been sighted here, then I believe there is a connection. We should like to investigate these caverns you mentioned, but Alphanode tells us they are not easily reached. I'm afraid so. Deep snow and tumultuous winds rule out walking and flying. If you want to get anywhere, you're going to need a Magitech snowcraft. Alas, the last remaining functional one we had has broken down. Should still be over in Cerulia Indians, where it was abandoned. Is there anyone who can fix it? Perhaps the former engineers at Tapper's Den. Their duty included transporting ceruleum tanks to Uterna Platform G, using snowcraft. I expect they had to maintain a few over the years. That's worth looking into, I'd say. In the course of delivering provisions, I've come to know the people there quite well. If they can help us, I'm sure they will. May I ask you to accompany her? Given the presence of Voidsent, it's best that we avoid traveling alone. it just now stopped working. So, in the meantime, will you not tell me more about the mountain? I would like to learn as much as I can before commencing our search in earnest. Come with me. I'll introduce you to someone who's well versed in the local geography. My character is still the exact same. Alice, was it? I wish to speak with you. Calling again. Okay. In that case, why don't you come with us to Tapper's Den? We can chat on the way. Do you hear her at all? That's fine, yeah. That's why I handed it to you. Mount up. And away we go. My character's the exact same, just right now he's rocking the attire that I have on. Alright, Alice here has one thing she wants to say to me. Or at least a cutscene to go into.
What was it you wished to talk about?
Why do you help these people? What is it that you stand to gain?
I'm sorry?
You don't act on behalf of a higher power, nor are you bound by a contract. In spite of this, you help them. Why?
And there I thought it was something serious. I help them because I want to. Because it's the right thing to do.
But what do you stand to gain? You didn't answer the question.
Didn't I? I followed my heart. What I got out of it came after. Was there anything else? If not, let's keep moving.
Right.
Yeah, you're not gonna make sense of LSA Zero. LSA and
To
Alphino
act
are
not
both.
out of obligation or in pursuit of gain.
Yeah, they're hard to
simply
figure out.
live. And they survive like this.
I. Alright, we should get back to it. Before we do, are you alright, Zero? Did I say something that confused or upset you? No, I'm simply trying to understand your perspective. If you wish to continue, I am ready and able. Oh, that's a relief. This isn't the sort of place you want to mull over things. It's not much farther to Tapper's Den. I doubt we'll have much trouble finding an engineer when we arrive, so let's speak with the first one we spot. And now, flying to the cave. Spirited Engineer. Wait, I know, you're the one who roughed up the guards. After you left, your contingent friends came along. Our lives are a lot easier now thanks to them. forget you have in here chips too. They understood our plight and offered to help, whether we wanted to stay here or return home. For that, we're grateful. But we're grateful to you too, LSA. The trip across the lake is hardly pleasant, but you make it all the same to bring us provisions. Oh, don't mention it. We're just glad we can help. That said, we're actually hoping to ask a favor of you today. We need a Magitech snowcraft repaired, the one abandoned in Cerulean in Gens. We were told you might be up to the task. Ah, so you want to ride the mammoth. That's what we took to calling the crafts on account of their size. Good to know that you call them mammoths. Alright. As often as I use them on rigs, I know a thing or two about their maintenance. I'll see if I can get your mammoth roaring again. It's the least I can do to repay your kindness. Wonderful. Please come with us back to Camp Broken Glass, and we'll take it from there. So far, so good, Exeldai. Let's be on our way. Why do I keep forgetting I can just do that? Back to the camp. I imagine that this is incredibly painful for my character. It is raining hard as fuck in a place filled with snow, so these are probably like tiny needles. Though, I could really be that guy, and I could change my outfit to the attire I used to rock before I decided I wanted to do this kind of stuff. You know, look badass, not stupid. In fact, let's just, you know... Sweetheart, do you see this? That is what I used to rock.
Now you're playing one of the bad guy robots in Westworld.
When I was in the...
White outfit.
That wasn't white. That was swimming breeze. I was in a Speedo. This is technically what my character looks like, with nothing on. He's like a navy pale blue kind of thing. This is my healer glam. This is what I wear on my healers. In fact, do I have it on Sage? No, Sage is the only one I don't wear it on. Let's go to... See? But no, this is my healer outfit. I have 3 classes that get specific outfits that are not like the rest. Reaper, Sage, Black Mage. The rest will get like class glams. Like I guess class type glams, I guess. Welcome back. I don't want to be back, Alphino. I presume this is the engineer who will help us with the craft. Also, I want to say this because you're going to find this amusing since you are of French descent. His last name is Levier. Alphino Levier. He is French as fuck for no reason, but he has a British voice. I am confused. I presume this is the engineer who will help us with the craft. I just casually nod, you know, normal stuff. I'll do everything I can to get her up and running again. Oh, he's a Rogadin. But I doubt I'll be able to do so quickly, at least on my own. The mammoth is big, and so are its parts. Some strong backs should make the work go faster. Well, Estinians just mentioned that you have ours. Well, I mean, I'm here. I'm a big dragon man. I got this. Vershan's a dragon man. Estinian's an elf dude. He's big. You finished learning about the mountain, I take it? Aye, we have a solid grasp of the area as well as the site of the snowcraft. My back is perhaps not as strong as some, but I should be glad to stand guard for Voidsent and other unruly wildlife. I agree, Y'shtola. You have a purpose. Much obliged, miss. Then let's all head over to the mammoth and assess what needs fixing. Alright, cool. I'm about to take to the sky again to meet up with them at the craft. They have matters here well in hand, which means we can resume our duties. Would you care to assist us, Axeldai? I suppose I can help you. How about you, Zero? She does that hat thing a lot. It's like a very frequent action of hers to grab the tip of her hat and tilt her head down. I will assist you as well as payment for answering my question. It's hardly something that demands payment, but we'd be glad for your contribution nonetheless. And that's another 6.3 quest done. Thanks for agreeing to help. The Ilsabar contingent brings in shipments of food, medicine, and other necessities by airship. We have yet to deliver a share of supplies to Tertium, and I would appreciate it if you could assist us with the task today. I'll do it. Well, Axeldai, it looks like you're with me then. Voidsent sightings have been increasing by the day, which is why I had in mind to go out and patrol the Eblin Rime. Shall we? Alright. Back on the bird. Herb of Darkness. Alright. Okay, cool. Time to go kick the shit out of some Voidsent. Oh, cool. This is not going to go as planned. I wanted to AoE them, but now there's only one. There was only two left till I could AoE them. It didn't make any sense to do that. That's one. I don't know what that is, but I kind of want to fight it. Good to know that they're both angry bitches. There's a bigger one back there. Oh, that bigger one is for a fate. Cool. But I am going to have to level sync down to fight it, and I don't feel like level syncing down to fight the big one. It was easy enough. And speak to Alisay. You killed it, good job.
All finished, are we? Good. The cold doesn't let up out here, does it? They've the means to keep everyone warm at Camp Broken Glass and Tertium. But the measures are still only temporary. Subsisting on charity, dreading the day the sympathy of others is exhausted. It's no way to live. They need lasting safety and security.
Alisay is still the same old Alisay. Good to know.
Though things will never be as they once were. If we can restore a modicum of normalcy to their lives, maybe that will be enough for them to move forward. If we're to achieve that, we have to work harder. I have to work harder.
You try not to overdo it, eh?
Oh, come now. You think I don't know my own limits?
I do, because you didn't for the longest time.
Still, I appreciate your concern. Well, our work here is done. We should be heading back. I hope Alphino and Zero haven't gotten into any trouble.
Calling that they got into trouble.
I cannot imagine how awful it must have been to serve as Xenos' avatar. To not only suffer him, but so much else. She's a fighter, all right. Like you and me.
Meanwhile, at Tertium,
Thank you, miss. Thank you. This feels strangely familiar.
Excuse me, Alphino. My wife, she's come down with a high fever. Do you think you could take a look at her?
Of course. Give me a moment. Zero, may I leave the rest here to you?
Fine by me.
Thank you again for your help. Zero, was it? I take it you're one of Alphino's comrades?
Comrade? We've entered into a cooperative pact, if that's what you mean.
Pact? No, nothing so formal. What I mean is, you must know each other well. Be on good terms, enjoy each other's company, that sort of thing.
Then no, he's not my comrade. I have none. Nor will I ever, I think.
Oh.
Did I say something odd?
No, not at all. On the contrary, it makes sense. When Alphino and the contingent first arrived, we rejected them out of hand. Whatever they may have claimed, they were the enemy. Savages with their savage ways. To accept their help was to admit defeat. But no matter how poorly we treated them, they didn't turn their backs on us. We stayed and listened. That's just the kind of people they are. Makes sense they'd get along with someone like you who tries to push others away.
Get along? I'm upholding my part of the bargain. There's nothing more to it than that.
If you say so. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten why I came. Are you hungry? We all get rations, and considering the work you're doing, you're as good as one of us.
I am running low on ether. Very well.
Azim Steppe-style dumplings. Buds, they call them. Never had a dumpling? It's like a kind of bread stuffed with a filling. Meat or vegetables, usually, that you bake or steam. We have our own recipes in Garlemald, too. My mother liked to make them. My brother and sister always fought over the jam-filled ones. Just think of it as bread, all right?
Just rip the dumpling open. That normally would make its contents spill out. It's kind of foolish. All the same, though, some of it still spill out on ripping it apart.
I should warn you, though, they're spicy. Helps them keep longer, I assume. Too much for the children to handle, though.
Interesting.
Interesting good, or interesting...
I don't know much about taste. Not anymore. But I do feel a sensation in my mouth.
Is that a bad thing?
Not necessarily.
That's enough for me. I've heard it said that spices are more akin to fire than flavors. Perhaps that makes them easier to understand.
Oh, Eulus, getting acquainted with Zero, are we?
I suppose I am.
No harm in that. Acquaint away.
Ah, everyone is here. Excellent. Thank you all for your hard work. I've just finished up myself. Shall we go and find Estinian?
Alphino! Alize!
I don't like the fact that somebody just came rocking up like, hey, this is gonna be a bad situation today. Because that just... direct hit rate, tenacity would be for the tank. I'm not a tank. I'm a damage. I'm a DPS. What do I do? First Legion Soldier. Ill tidings to share with you. Skill speed would be the one I would have to use as well. Forgive me the interruption, but I come with grave news. A horde of Voidsent are approaching from the mountains to the east. Their numbers are beyond anything we've ever seen. What? But Y'shtola and the others. Anyone outside of Tertium is in danger. We must find and bring them all here at once. Can you count on your aid, Zero? She's lost in thought. I've already settled the debt for my question. I'm not obligated to help. What's more, death in this world is absolute. You asked me to put my life on the line. Without suitable payment, I will do no such thing. That's fair. What do we have to offer that might be enough? You're right, Zero. You're not obligated to help, and I wouldn't presume otherwise. Nevertheless, we are in need. Assuming the booze I gave you is worth anything. Or buds, sorry. They said buds. Is worth anything, would you at least be willing to stand watch at this encampment? That way more of us will be able to go out and see the people to safety. Very well. Unless we come under attack, I'll do no more than stand watch. I dare say Tertium will be safe enough with Zero here. Let us go and find Y'shtola and the others and assist with the evacuation. And now for a solo instance. Yes, it'll also hit me with several cutscenes, which will be enough to finish out the stream for today.
Report. Lost contact. When? Void sent. I'd bet my life on it. Understood. I'll investigate at once. A unit transporting supplies has gone silent en route to Broken Glass. I will go and search for it. Stay here and keep watch. But be ready to answer my call.
If it was Void sent, you'd be a fool to go alone. They'll find you before you find your men, and then they'll devour you as well.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps I don't stand a chance, but I can't just abandon them.
I can't repay you for the bread if you're dead. I'll go.
What? No! I couldn't possibly ask you to do that.
I'm far better suited to dealing with Voidsent. It makes sense. Or do you mean to say you'd rather I stay here because you can't protect this place on your own?
Fine. Just don't do anything stupid. Promise me.
She nods. That is her way, apparently, of promising not to do anything stupid, to just give a nod.
Damn these demons!
Zero just doing zero things.
Return to the camp. Now.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Kindred, why do you interfere? Ah, of course. You sold your soul to feed.
Damn. She is a certified badass.
I have taken bread, but my soul is forever mine. A deal is a deal. I cannot let you pass. More of them. Still more. Not good. I can't.
Was I supposed to lose? Or did I just fail the solo instance? Okay, I was supposed to lose.
How? How big must the gate be for their light to come through? Is this it then?
And she's collapsed. Again. She has a penchant for collapsing.
Just like that time.
She's remembering something now. Okay.
When light still shone upon the world. When the Contra Memoria still raged.
She's about to get up with a buff, I'm sure. A memory.
Stand aside if you value your life.
Memoriates think they're big and
We're
bad.
only after women and wine. Darkness can take the rest.
You're not taking another step towards that village.
She was defending a village.
Stupid girl. You were warned.
Absorbing the darkness. Fucking idiot. All three of them. And all three of them are tanks. Her shield's seen better days, that's for sure.
Gotcha.
Damn, she got hit hard there.
And now we can get back to our business.
Get up! Get up, damn you! Too weak. I need help. Someone, please. The same mistakes, the same ends. Again and again. What should I? What could I have done?
Hey, Alphino, Alice, and I are all here to be badasses.
You... What are you doing here?
Y'shtola and Estinian had matters well in hand, so we went where we were needed.
Can you stand?
Now finishing at 0, let's fight together.
All right.
Oh man.
I will let it burn. This fire in my breast. Let it burn and rage and guide.
Let's do this. The one sitting on the ball floating in the air makes me uncomfortable for some reason. I feel like he's going to be the strongest one.
Thank goodness we're not too late. Can you still fight?
Aye.
Press the attack!
Just warming up!
My strength is spent. I'll only get in your way.
Chin up! We'll get through this together!
Split up!
Stay sharp!
Watch out!
Everyone all right?
Not finished yet.
We must weather this together.
I will repay this debt. This has gone on long enough. I will finish it. Now!
Let's buy her some time.
Beating him. Alright, cool. That's the solo instance finished. Oh man, that was a nightmare. Now there's just some cutscenes, and then I can read out.
You did well to find me out here.
We have Eulus to thank for that. He was quite worried when he called.
No. If it was not for you and the others,
Well, let's not fuss over details. We should return to Tertium. Can you make it that far?
I think so.
Alrighty. Once this cutscene is done.
Zero, are you all right?
Well enough. No void scent struck here, did they?
No, and there weren't any more casualties thanks to you.
Oh.
Here she goes collapsing
What are you doing?
again.
You'll have no debts to repay, if that's what you're worried about. If anything, I owe you a week's worth of boots.
Alright, everybody, with that, it is time to raid out. Thank you to everybody who stopped in.